Hello and welcome back to District Debrief. I'm your host, Ben Greenberger. My hair's just absolutely out of control right now, and we've got a great episode in store for you today. The sun's shining, the cherry blossoms are blooming, and there's only 1 month left in the semester. All this is making us pretty grateful to be living in a city like DC. That being said, there's always some bonkers stuff going on around the world, so let's catch you up on some of the news you might have missed. Patriots owner Robert Kraft was in the news lately after being accused of soliciting prostitution in a massage parlor in Florida. It's just another happy ending for the Patriots. 50 people were charged in a college admissions scandal, including celebrities Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin. Yeah, America's beloved Aunt Becky has betrayed us all. At least we now all have an explanation as to how Comet, the dog, got his PhD from Harvard. Nearly 70,000 pounds of Tyson Foods chicken strips were recalled after 2 reports that customers found metal in their nuggets. Because finding something other than chicken in chicken nuggets is just as shocking as finding out that rich people pay money to get their kids into college. A show dog went missing after he jumped out of his crate in Amsterdam 10 minutes before boarding a flight. He was found 4 days later in the red light district, smoking a cigar in a brothel with Robert Kraft. An Arby's manager shot and killed a man that spit on her at work earlier that day. So, Arby's, your bells might not be the only thing getting murdered. And Michael Avenatti was arrested for trying to extort Nike for $10 million 40 minutes after he tweeted about trying to extort Nike for $10 million. Even though he was Stormy Daniels' lawyer, this is the thing that gives him the chance to fulfill his wildest desires.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Oh.
GW student Justin Diamond launched a write-in essay campaign promising to abolish the essay and return the presidential stipend back to student organizations. For those of you unfamiliar with Diamond, he has the appearance of a young Bernie Sanders, the cutthroat political strategy of Napoleon, and the accordion-playing skills of Al Yankovic. Male birth control pills could still be a decade away from mass production due to early tests resulting in symptoms like fatigue, headaches, and acne.
That is ridiculous, Ben. Elizabeth Warren did not fight for our women's suffrage that men could complain about so little. Did you know that period pain can be just as painful as a heart attack?
All right, everyone, I guess our next guest, Candace, is ready to go. It's nice to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. What am I doing here?
So you're just going to talk about like politics on campus at a school like, DC, in DC?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just a little blinded by my white hot rage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no problem. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Just we can get into it.
Okay, so I'm in CCAS. I'm a freshman. I'm a bio major. I'm going to join eMERGE next year, and my favorite activity actually is just to propagate my succulents. But actually, it's so cool. Okay. All you have to do is cut off one of the leaves.
We're getting a little far off topic here. Can you just talk about politics? That's really it.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. Yeah, I know loads about politics and stuff that has to do with politics. So
yeah, great.
The guy. He was just in court for the thing.
The guy who was at the court for the thing.
Yeah. Everyone was talking about no collusion, no indictment. Oh, you had to have heard about it. I was on my toes.
You talking about Mueller?
Yeah, and oh my God, there was a thing with the check. The check, there was the guy, he was, you must have heard about it, Ben. So there's this guy, he was running for office, like mayor or something, and he's caught having sex with this woman. Well, okay, so he's married too, so it wasn't his wife. But yeah, so he took this check, and then he pays this guy to pay off the woman so that she won't talk about the fact that she had sex with him. Oh my God, it was crazy. How did you not hear about that?
Wait. Candace, are you talking about Stormy Daniels and President Trump, that whole thing?
President? No. It was definitely like a mayor, like in Minneapolis or something.
Okay, wait. I don't want to continuously criticize you, but I think you have the story just a little bit wrong. Anyway, can you tell me about politics on campus? Do a lot of people in your classes act like politicians already?
Yes, and it's so annoying. Everyone's always talked it, unprompted, about their internships on the Hill. Frankly, I don't care about it. I don't want to hear about it. You stick to your retractable badges, and I'll stick to my test tubes. Last time, yesterday, I saw this girl try and flash her intern ID trying to get into Madison instead of her G World.
Yeah, we get a lot of those.
Yeah, or you know what? They'll brag about having helped Alexander Ocasio-Cortez win his congressional campaign. Big whoop, the guy played pro ball for the Yankees for 20 plus years, and from what I remember, he was pretty much scandal-free, so he really didn't need your help gaining support.
Okay, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you're talking about Alex Rodriguez right now.
What? No, I think I know who AOC is.
I really think you don't.
Oh, but you want to know my absolute least favorite thing about politics on campus?
What?
It's all these SMPA kids running around thinking that they're actual reporters just because they have a Twitter account and they can tweet about things. Big whoops, so can I. I've got a Twitter too. From now on, I am strictly following meme accounts and Jim Carrey, because honestly, he's the only person I trust my news.
All right, thank you, Candace. It's been great having you. Whew, that was... Well, it can be hard making friends when you're in a city full of cutthroat, aspiring politicians. We followed one man as he attempted to make connections on campus. Check it out.
When I first heard of Justin Diamond, I felt like something was off. Who was this kid? And how did he gain so much support so quickly? I wanted to figure out how a person playing the accordion could turn into the biggest viral sensation on GW's meme page. Most of all, I wanted to find out what secrets were lurking underneath the surface of his campaign. Diamond announced his campaign on the 25th of March, giving him only 36 hours before ballots opened. How in just 36 hours did this Mamma Mia singing, accordion-playing freshman become the most talked about figure on campus? To find out, I decided to take a look at the memes. And there were many. In less than a week, Justin became a phenomenon. Most of the memes were harmless, nothing but simple jokes. But then I came across this photo. To be honest, I was disturbed. The glowing red eyes, the fuzzy filter. I realized that there's more to Justin than meets the eye. While diving into this image, I realized I've heard stories of people like Justin before. Powerful politicians who pop up out of nowhere, who have an instant effect on those around them. People like the Clintons, George W. Bush, Queen Elizabeth, and Adam Sandler. Is it possible that Justin is just like them? Is it possible that, like all these other people, Justin Diamond is a lizard person? To find out, I talked with an acquaintance of Diamond who prefers to go unnamed. He claims that he's seen Justin's true form once before, in the middle of the night when no one else was around. Listen in on his story.
All right, so I was walking in the back alley between Mitchell and Thurston, and it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had just gone to the 7-Eleven for a Pepsi Cola. It was, I was doing my nightly alleyway pep talk when out of the corner of my eye, I saw a bright flash of light. When I turned around, all I saw was two giant lizard men deep in conversation.
Could you tell us what they were talking about?
I'm not sure. Their language seemed like a lot of clicks, followed by some tongue movements, like... and then, like, out in with the tongues.
Who do you think these lizard men were?
Well, there was one very tall one. I think it was either President LeBlanc or Mike Pence. I'm not too sure on that one. Like, the other one was much smaller, almost actual lizard size, maybe a little closer to the cat size. And I think that one was probably Justin.
How can you be sure?
Well, I cannot be completely sure because they were in their lizard form. But the cat-sized lizard was holding an accordion and had a pair of glasses on.
Wow, that's unbelievable. What happened next?
Well, they turned their heads over to me, and I didn't know what to do. So I threw my Pepsi Cola at them, and then ran the other way towards the Washington Monument, because I figured the soul of George Washington would wash over me like a warm blanket and save me from them.
Thank you for speaking with us.
And thank you for having me. I hope we get to the bottom of this. I don't need no lizard people in charge of us.
Absolutely. The interview gave us a lot to work with. It seemed like there was so much evidence in there. The accordion, the lizards, the Pepsi Cola. I had so much more information. But it also left me with more questions. Is he the only lizard person at GW? Are there more people waiting to come forward? And most of all, if he wins the election, what happens next? I want to talk about all of this. But first, an ad for Squarespace.
Hey, Cole. Yeah. Thank God we don't all look the same.
Oh my gosh, Izzy. Michael, what's wrong? Trump just tweeted again. I guess we're gonna have to debate about it. This is Colonial Crossfire.
Welcome back. It's never too early to talk about the next election, so here's a quick news segment. This is On the Trail. So for the Democrats, we've got what seems like 19 candidates and counting. Look, we know who the front runners are. Bernie Sanders is like doing his whole thing again. Kamala Harris, like, hey, she's a prosecutor, not smart on crime, which definitely isn't a triple standard that's been placed on her as a woman of color. Definitely not. Other people, Texas Dreamboat Beto O'Rourke's 2020 announcement was pushed out amid accusations that he used to be a member of a notorious hacking group called Cult of the Dead Cow. This is serious. At least if he gets elected, we won't need to spend 2 years trying to figure out if a hacker was involved in our elections. And Joe Biden, well, does he think he's running? Like, Joe's the type of guy that doesn't use the internet, and he thinks that telling a couple friends at dinner that he's thinking about it counts as an announcement. Elizabeth Warren, she's also probably a frontrunner at this point, but her entire Native American fiasco is just like a stale fart in an elegant party. She's got plenty of detailed policy points, but we just can't get our minds off that stench that's like, it's ruining the entire night. It's just ruining it. Also, we've got Mayor Pete, who rules over a college town in Indiana, and the tales told about his translation skills make him sound like Rosetta Stone Batman, which is way different than Cory Booker's role of running into burning buildings as Newark's mayor when he was Superman Sinbad. Pete also keeps insisting that his last name is pronounced Buttigieg, despite the fact that it's spelled and looks like Buttgeig, which to me is like, that's one of the more underrated things about this entire campaign. Like, I'm just waiting for President Trump to give us a good nickname for Pete, or maybe just try to pronounce his name. I mean, here's to hoping he stays in the race long enough just for content purposes. For many students here at GW who come from small towns, living in such a bustling city like DC can be quite an adjustment. For many of us, one of the draws of GW is its location right in the heart of Washington. So, to discuss how she's been exploring the city and what attractions there are for students, we have a freshman from Lake Mills, Wisconsin, Dana.
Hey, Ben.
So, how you been exploring the city so far?
Actually, I couldn't be more adjusted. I've been living here for less than a year, and I already feel like a local.
That's pretty quick, you know? Have you explored much of the city yet?
Yeah, I actually found this really cool spot for brunch called Founding Farmers. Get the maple cinnamon syrup waffles. They're delicious.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that place.
Well, you know, if you're looking for something to do at night, the best place to go is called Ultra. I was there just last night. It was popping.
Okay, wait. Dana, I gotta ask you something. Have you actually gone out to explore the city, like beyond Foggy Bottom?
Oh, totally. I actually went to the sick farmer's market last Sunday over in DuPont. It's awesome. You should definitely check it out.
DuPont's not much better. Look, I can't believe you call yourself a local.
I so am a local. The other day I was on the metro and someone asked me for directions to the White House.
Okay,
I
hang
told
on.
them where to go.
Hang on. Tell me how to go to the White House from right here, right now.
Okay, well, you first need to get on the VEX.
The VEX?
Yeah, I only know how to get to places from the VEX, but trust me, from outside of Funger, you know, you take a left and then walk down the street and you see like a tree. You'll notice a tree, and then once you get there, just follow the current of the river until you get to the White House.
I don't even know where to begin.
Fine. I don't know how to get there. I actually don't know how to get anywhere. I had a class in Elliott and ended up near the Watergate.
Oh, God.
Yeah, my friends call me directionally challenged.
All right. Well, it kind of makes you useless here. Do you have like any other suggestions for students?
You know, Pelham Commons slaps.
Okay, get out of here. Get out of here, Dana. No, that way. Out that way. Well, she might not have been the most helpful source for information on DC, but we hope our friend Dion can give you a little more insight into the sights of Washington. Take it away, Dion.
Hey GW, it's me, Dion. I've got sunglasses on because my future's too bright. Today we're going to be exploring some of the most popular destinations for the age-old GW activity, monumenting. First on our list is the Lincoln Memorial. So up here is the memorial. Honestly, a beautiful piece of architecture. So glad that Abraham Lincoln himself would build something so beautiful for the city and without slaves. Let's go. So we're at the Lincoln Memorial. Before I talk about that though, let me tell you something. I'm a bit of a history buff myself, if I do say so myself, you know, not to brag. museums and monuments, they're kind of like my thing. So despite the fact that the Elliott School doesn't see it that way, I'm just going to let you know that you're getting all of the facts. Everything that you need to know on these monuments. Honestly, things that some people wouldn't be lucky enough to know. So that's all. Let's go explore this amazing monument. So here we are at the statue of Frederick Douglass. Lincoln was actually so progressive that he decided his most loyal servant, nicknamed Freddie D, should be forever memorialized in his stead. Actually, there is a famous conversation between the two. Freddie D said that he didn't want to be memorialized, that Lincoln should take his place for being such an influential figure. And Lincoln said in a now forever enshrined line, he said, "I don't care about your politics, bro. Both sides are bad, that's why I don't vote." So, you know, as you can see, a very great man. He also wanted to, for his whole presidency, wanted to be more like Reagan, because he said, and I quote, "Reagan was the best president. I agree with how he treated the gays." Just an amazing figure. Let's have a moment of silence for someone who was so influential during the American Revolution. Okay, let's. If you look over here, you'll see the reflecting pool. It was commissioned in 1676. It's not as long as it looks. That's about it. That's all I know about it. Oh yeah, actually, it was commissioned after Martin Luther King in his "I Have a Dream" speech said that he, quote, wanted the nation to have a place to reflect on the wrongdoings of its past. You know, very inspirational man, very inspirational pool. Also, the architect behind this pool, J.K. Rowling, famous architect in the 18th century, she had a lot of really wacky architecture. It's actually rumored that if you are to dive into this pool fully, submerge yourself, it will reveal things about your psyche that, you know, you may not have known. Perhaps, maybe even your sexuality. Damn. Wow. This absolutely Egyptian obelisk is a monument to the God King George Washington. I can't believe it's been 2019 years since he founded America. Honestly. Little known fact, Elliot, his sarcophagus is actually buried under the structure and only the current sitting president can visit. Crazy stuff. You know, I think he'd be sad, you know, old George, that after all this time, some people just can't pursue their careers in international affairs because of corrupt bureaucracy. It's a shame, really. Hey, mister? Excuse me? Well, I'm sorry to say this, folks, but that's all for today. I was gonna go to the Jefferson Memorial, but no one goes there. Also, I'm too tired. He was a slave-owning racist who wrote in the Constitution that all men are created equal, but clearly did not consider black men or women. Also, he refused to stop the Vietnam War when he was president, so that's just something I can't get behind, you know, all the needless lives lost. Anyway, thank you for watching so much, and join us next time. Also, Elliot, please reconsider my application. Please.
And this is GWTV.
Nailed that. Good job, guys.
There's no lack of interesting people to talk to around the city. So for this next clip, we followed one brave man as he chronicled his numerous jaywalking attempts. Check it out.
Tonight on 60 Minutes, we sit down with one of the most fearless members of our community, known only as the Jaywalker. This GW freshman has, in his words, mastered GW campus and knows the quickest way to get from class to class.
I like to think of myself as a trailblazer. Much like the George Washington crossing whatever river he crossed, I cross streets on campus with quickness, agility, and most importantly, speed. Excuse me. I have never been late to a class. I even have my day timed out perfectly, so I have 5 minutes and 36 seconds to stop and get a coffee. Stop. But of course, safety is of the utmost importance. They will stop for you. You could say I like to live on the edge. Hey, me! Get out of my way. Hello and welcome to the first CCAS Senator Debate, an acronym with so many letters you'd think it was an STD. Tonight we'll be hearing from our three somehow most qualified candidates who will be discussing topics that, quite frankly, nobody really cares about. Our candidates tonight are Bradley Walters, Thurston drug dealer Juice,
Sup?
and a girl.
Hi.
Whoa! Settle down there, please. Tonight our frontrunner Bradley will start us off. Bradley, who has a 70-point lead in the polls, has a 4.0 GPA and has avoided public speaking engagements until now. So Bradley, what do you think you can do to improve campus?
I have a speech prepared. Hi. Yes. So, I have a strong platform, and I think I could help with a lot of things.
Bradley, could you speak up? We can't really hear you.
Oh, yes. I would like to improve the experience of everyone, and it would be good.
Okay, sorry, Bradley, you're out of time. Our next candidate is Juice, a student whose GPA is a 3.69. Nice. He's majoring in hustling and appears to be greasy to the touch. Juice, what do you want to see changed about this school?
Okay, I want to get rid of all the refrigerators. I am tired of these machines telling us what to do. Food is natural, it is in a natural state and should remain that way. I do not refrigerate my leftovers. I will not contribute to it. I leave it out in the open for it to properly ventilate. I want to get everyone free Wingos, and we're going to leave it out for 3 days, and it's going to marinate. Also, we're going to towel every door. I'm tired of GWPD busting me because they smell my gas, so everyone's getting a towel. We're doing all love in 2019, and love means leaving your food out of the refrigerator and eating it 3 weeks later.
Okay, gross. All right, let's hear from girl.
I have a name.
Terrific. So my question for you is, what are you doing this for? What are you trying to do with this?
Excuse me?
Like, what's the goal here?
To make the school better?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and I actually believe that there are concrete steps that we need to take to better student life here. For instance, did you know that...
Show me your emails.
What?
Show me your emails.
Excuse me? Moderator, can you please censor him? I didn't cut in on his time.
I mean, okay, he has a point. Let's see, what is up with those emails?
Nothing is up with my emails. I'm just trying.
Okay, your time is up. Bradley, back to you. Oh, what you doing, Bradley? Okay, taking a little fear nap? Oh, okay, it looks like your time's up as well.
Wait, I didn't even get to speak.
You've been speaking, and I think the guests at home will agree with me quite a lot.
Fine.
Okay, Juice, it says here you have an extensive record with SRR. Do you care to comment on that?
Yes.
Care to elaborate?
See people.
Do you have anything else to add? Okay, let's go back to Bradley. Oh, and he's openly sobbing. Great.
All right, enough. I've had enough of this. My name isn't Girl, it's Jessica, and there are a lot of issues that nobody here seems to be interested in. We have major food insecurity, a president who's more concerned with throwing himself a huge party than looking after students' basic needs, and zero school spirit. I want to be your SA representative because I actually care about this school, and clearly nobody else does.
You're right, Jessica. You're right about everything. You passed the test. And now, this school is all yours. The campus, the Oompa Loompas, the chocolate river. It's all yours, Jessica. Congratulations.
Excuse me, who are you?
Okay, looks like that's my cue. I'll see you over the rainbow.
It's more like it. Okay, folks, I don't know who that was, but this man is not your host. I am. And now we can finally start the real debate. What? Okay, we're out of time. I'd apologize to the viewers at home, but deep down, everyone knows that no one really cares about these elections anyway. See you next week.
That's all for our episode today. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or our website on gw-tv.com. Sorry to Rosario Dawson, we left you in the green room, but we have no more time. We got to go. See ya.